Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Lucy. I'm going to show you how I made over 100k with this sick bungalow setup. Now, before I show you step by step how you can master this setup yourself, I just want to showcase to you what you have to do to actually in terms of manage this on a day-to-day. So when you're running here on the left and right, you'll have two shelves. This is what you'll pull from. All of the packaged weed will be on the left and right here. So when you run in here, you can come in here and you can just grab whatever you need from these shelves, bring it to your dealers or load it in the van, whichever you want to do. So these four shelves are very important for the employees. So for each botanist, they each have a shelf. So botanist number 1 and botanist number 2. And the same goes for the handlers, handler number 1 and handler number 2. So obviously it's pretty easy for the handlers. You just have to make sure that they have bags always populated on these shelves. And then for the two botanists, you want to make sure that each shelf has soil, a fertilizer, and of course the seed you're using. In this case, it's Granddaddy Purple Seed and extra long life soil. And of course, I'm just using the fertilizer here. You could change out the fertilizer for something else. So as long as you're making sure that these are both stocked up with bags and these each have soil, fertilizer, and seeds, this is basically fully automated. Walking into the main lab now, as you can see, there's grow pots on either side and a packaging station in the center here for the two handlers. Okay, so now that I've showcased to you the setup here, let's go ahead and show you how to build it step by step. Okay, so these are the things you need to buy in order to get the ultimate bungalow setup. The first thing you need to do is head over to the warehouse. Once you make your way to the warehouse over here, just make your way down here, go in through this door and head over to the right, and you'll see there's a kiosk over here where you can buy some products. Talk to Oscar and this is what you want to buy. You want to make sure you want to buy 12 air pots, then 12 suspension racks. Now this is completely up to you, but if you want to buy any of these two, you can. I recommend going for the full spectrum LED grow light. This one has the fastest yield on the products, and of course 12 of those as well. Then you just want to scroll down and find the packaging stations. You can use a cheaper packaging station if you wish, but I also do recommend if you have the cash to spend, go ahead and buy the upgraded version. You can of course buy the cheaper one and then later upgrade to the more expensive one, but for now that's what we want to do is 12 air pots, 12 suspension racks, 12 full spectrum grow lights, and 4 packaging stations. Then make your way back to your bungalow, and this is how you set up the grow pots. So on either side of here, you want to put 6 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and the same on the other side. Then what you want to do is do the exact same, but with the suspension racks. And do the same with the grow lights. And then you should have something that looks like this. Grow pots on the floor on each side, as well as suspension and LED lights above. And then what you want to do is get your packaging station and position them in the middle of this kind of poster. So go over to here, one there, and then rotate the other one by pressing Q, and there. And then just repeat it in front. And you should have something that looks like this. Then make your way down to Dan's Hardware, where we need to purchase some shelves. And the shelves you want are the large storage racks. So go ahead and purchase 6 of those. And while we're here, I also recommend buying some baggies. So let's go ahead and purchase 80 baggies, as well as some soil. I recommend 40 of these. Now, of course, you can buy the cheaper ones, but again, I recommend the more expensive ones as they do work out cheaper in the long run, as well as some fertilizer. Let's say 20 of those. But there's the order list. Now, of course, if you have a vehicle, you can load into vehicle. Otherwise, it won't all fit in your inventory, and it will be stored out here on the pallets, which I'll show in a second. As I do have a vehicle, I'll go ahead and click load into the vehicle. These are the storage pallets outside of Dan's Hardware. If it all doesn't fit in your inventory down here, it'll be located out here. Now, of course, that I have the van, I'm just going to go ahead and try and populate as much as I can in here, so I don't have to go up and back a load of times, and then make your way back to the bungalow. Now, this is how you're going to position the shelf. So in this corner in the kitchen, in the very, very back corner in here, 1, you're going to skip 1, 2, skip another one, 3, skip this one, and 4. And the remaining 2 shelves can go here. 1 there, and 1 in the center, like so. Now, of course, you can buy more baggies because you will need a lot more to populate these 2 entire shelves. But again, this is a good starting point. Go ahead and pop a few in there and a few in here. We might have to do another run. And then with the fertilizer and soil, go ahead and put in here 20 fertilizers and 20 soils. And into this one, 20 fertilizers and 20 soils, which still gives us a lot of space to put either more soil or more fertilizer. I'll just go ahead and put in some more soil and some more fertilizer. Now we have to actually go ahead and buy our seeds. So go ahead and take your telephone out and message Albert Hoover for a meetup. If you don't have that unlocked already, keep playing and eventually you can actually meet up with him rather than just ordering dead drops. If you don't have the meetup option, that's fine. You can go ahead and just order your supply through the dead drop. It's the same thing. However, with the meetup, we can actually go ahead and buy a lot more from them directly. Once you find Albert, go ahead and purchase your seed. You can be planting any of these, but I always plant Granddaddy Purple. You can go ahead and order as much as you want, but in this case, I'm just going to order 60. And then once you have the seed, you're just going to populate the last 2 shells here. And if you have anything left over, you can just put another shelf here if you wanted to store the extra bits. Now, so at this point, what you should have is essentially the grow room completed, all the items placed correctly, as well as the packaging stations with the 4 shelves here, the first 2 with bags, and then the next 2 with soil, fertilizer, and seeds, as well as an empty large storage rack here, and another one here. Now it's time to get the employees as well as set them up for their beds and what they'll be doing. And don't worry, I'll be showing you step by step on how to set that up, how to link them to the beds, and how to get them set up in here working and doing everything correctly. So in order to have an employee at your property, they need to be assigned a bed. You can go ahead and get that from Dan's Hardware. You can also use a locker, but because they're the same price, I'm just going to show you how to set it up with the bed. However, the locker does take a lot more or less space, so you can set that up that way as well. But in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set it up with the bed. Because you're going to have 4 employees, I'm going to get 4 beds. And then head over to the warehouse to get the 4 employees. Come in through the front door here, make your way over here on the left up the stairs, and head up here to see the boss man himself. Click on I want to hire an employee. And then the first one, what you want to do is select botanist. Assign them to the bungalow, pay the signing fee and agree to the daily wage, hit deal, and then do that one more time. And that's the 2 botanists set up. And then talk to them again and get the handler. Assign them to the bungalow, agree and pay the fee, and then do that one more time as well. And there you go, 4 employees have now been set up. When you head back to the bungalow, you'll see all 4 employees standing outside here. Now, what I recommend is just leaving the employees out here. We can set them up in a second. I recommend that you actually first set up the configuration in here. So you should have a management clipboard now at the end of your inventory bar here. Once you just go over it by just scrolling your wheel or by pressing 9, we can go ahead and set up the lab here. So with the management board highlighted, head over to the right-hand side first and go to the furthest pot and press E. In here, we want to select here for the seed, the Granddaddy Purple, the additive, the fertilizer, and then the destination over to this packaging station. And then you can just press escape. Onto the second one, we can do the same thing. Seed is Granddaddy Purple seed, additive, the fertilizer, and the destination, the exact same first, not that one, but this one. And the exact same for the third. Destination, that one. Now what you've noticed now, if you go highlight over these without pressing anything, you'll see that each of these go to that one packaging station. That is what we want. 1, 2, and 3, all to the same one. Then for the remaining 3, this is what you want to do. Just like the other one, press E, the seed is Granddaddy Purple seed, additive, fertilizer. The destination in this case is going to be this packaging station. Just like that. Repeat the same for this one. Now you should see that the first 3 pots are assigned to the first packaging station, and then the last 3 are assigned to the last packaging station. Then move over onto the left hand side and do the same with these ones. So we start in the back corner. Granddaddy Purple seed, additive is the fertilizer, destination will be this one. Repeat it the same. And then for the last 3 will be this packaging station. And then once you highlight over the management clipboard, you should see that 3 of these pots are assigned to this one. Those 3 are assigned to that packaging station. Same on this side, these 3 to this one, and the last 3 to that one. Now with the management board selected again, you want to go over to the last packaging station and press E, and then where it says destination, select that and walk over here and select it to this one. And then this one, the destination, to the exact same one. So now that means both of these packaging stations, once the wheat has been packaged, each of these packaging stations both go to this one here. So those 2 packaging outputs will go to this one large storage rack. We'll do the same on the left hand side to the other storage rack. So go to the furthest one, press E, destination, select this one, and then this one, press E, destination, over to this one. Now, that's the main lab setup. Now we need to configure the employees. And actually, just before we set the employees up, just make sure that there is 4 beds or 4 lockers set up here. So we'll start with the handlers first. They're the guys wearing the blue t-shirt. Highlight over the management clipboard and press E. On the locker, select the none and go over to the bed. And once you select that, the clipboard will pop back up. You see where it says assign stations? Press that. And then walk over into here. And he'll be set up on the right hand side here. So I'm going to select this one. And then I'm going to press this one again. Onto this one. So now that handler is working on these 2 packaging stations. As you can see, this one and this one. On that same handler that we were working on, we're going to press E again on him. And you see where it says routes, we're going to click add new. And this is where we're going to get him to fill the packaging station with bags as well. So when you click add new, you'll see this list come up. Press the first one from the from. And we're going to select where he's going to get the bags from. So he's going to be this one here. So I'm going to press this. And then we're going to select 2. And he's going to bring that over onto this one. And then I'm going to press it one more time. From the exact same one that we selected over to the other packaging station. So from the same storage rack, he's going to supply to each of his 2 packaging stations that he's assigned to. Now that's that handler pretty much set up. We'll just go ahead and repeat that with the second one, and I'll walk you through it again. Press E on the handler, locker. We're going to go ahead and assign him to the same bed next to the first handler. The assigned stations, it's going to be the 2 on the left. This one. And then we'll press this one again. And then from the routes, add new. Press from. And his storage rack will be this one, so we'll press that. And we'll bring that over to the first one. And then we'll click add new another route. From his storage rack over to his second packaging station. Now that's the handlers completely set up. And if you haven't stuck money into these briefcases yet, I would avoid to do so yet, just because the handlers will start going in and working and they'll get in the way. Now over to our 2 botanists with the management clipboard highlighted. Go to the first one. Assign a locker. We're going to assign her this bed here. Now this is the supplies. So go ahead and press this one. Now she's going to be taking from this storage rack. So we'll go ahead and press that. And we're also going to go ahead and assign her some pots. So go ahead and press this. So she'll go ahead and look after this one, this one, this one, and that one. And then we'll go over to our second botanist, assign a locker, assign supplies. So he'll have his own supply one here. And then go ahead and select pots, and he'll go look after these 6. So that's the handlers and the botanists set up. And now all we have to do is go ahead and put money in each of these briefcases. So we'll do that now. And as you're putting money, you'll start to hear the employees coming in and working. So we can see the handlers going ahead and getting their bags from each of their individual racks. They're going to go ahead and populate each of the packaging stations. The botanists have went over to each of their designated racks. So they'll go ahead and add soil to each of these pots. And then after that, they'll go ahead and start putting the seed in each of the pots before watering them. Now the handlers at this point aren't doing anything just because the product hasn't been grown or harvested yet. Now as the plants start to fully grow, as you can see, he brought it over into here. That will trigger then the handler to come along and package it up. And if you have set up everything correctly, you shouldn't have to monitor them at all. You should just have to see product appearing. As you can see, Jason. Good man, Jason. And just to remind you again, all you really have to do is to make sure both of these are fully stocked up with bags, and making sure that each of the botanist's storage racks are fully set up with fertilizer, soil, and seeds. What you'll be doing the most is basically making sure the bags are always populated. They're always the first to go. They're always stocking up the packaging station with baggies. So you'll be doing loads of runs back and forth from the hardware store, filling those up. Oh, and of course, don't forget to pay your employees. They take 200 a day. You can stick up to 1,000 in here into each slot, so you can just go ahead and make sure that they're always fully stocked up, because if they run out of cash, they won't work and they'll stand outside demanding money. One more thing just to mention, guys, it does get pretty messy in here. They seem to just dump their garbage on the floor, so you may want to every couple of days just pick up the rubbish and put it in the trash. And it's just been roughly around 10 minutes of these guys running, and we can see already we are getting product stocked up onto these 2 shelves. That's pretty much it, guys. Just don't forget to make sure that these 2 shelves are full up with baggies, and that the botanists have their 3 supplies: fertilizer, soil, and the seeds. So yeah, guys, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, press that subscribe button. I appreciate every single bit of support I've been receiving. And if you don't know already, guys, we actually are doing a let's play series of this game where I've made over 100,000 using this bungalow method, and we just bought the docks warehouse. So yeah, guys, that's it. I've been Lucy, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit subscribe. I appreciate all the support from everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Lucy out.